The Prime Minister has already congratulated the Russian President as far as the 75th anniversary of the victory in the Second World War is concerned. Let me go across to Abhishek right now. Abhishek, take us through what else was discussed.
Well, I believe, Shawan, apart from, the exchange of pleasantries and Prime Minister congratulating President Putin on the celebrations to mark the 75th anniversary of the Allied forces in Second World War, I think what is important is that this is happening on a day when the Russians are voting for a constitutional amendment, a very important one, which is going to decide whether for how long President Putin can continue as president or can become prime minister again. But apart from that, given the fact that it is happening in the backdrop of the Ladakh standoff with China and a lot of Indian purchases with the Russians are pending, speeding up of the S-400 missile defense system. And then we, of course, know that as much as 60 to 70% of Indian military hardware is essentially of Russian vintage. So, all those things, plus, of course, as a build-up to the victory parade and Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh's participation in it, the IAF had requisitioned at least 2 squadron strengths of Sukhois and MiG-29s. So I believe the two leaders have spoken about that within the larger framework of special and privileged strategic partnership that the two nations have. This is, I believe, second communication that has happened between Prime Minister Modi and President Putin in the last 1 month, and that by itself is a marker of the significance of the relationship. Having said that, I believe this would have happened in the broader framework of Prime Minister congratulating the President, not just on the victory day celebrations, but also of the fact that Russians today are voting on a very crucial amendment that would have a lot of consequences for the Putin presidency.
Thank you very much, Abhishek, for getting us the latest, the second call that Prime Minister Modi had with the Russian president only this month. Putting into perspective, as far as this entire call is concerned, this was with regards to the COVID challenges, and not just that, also the discussion that perhaps may have taken place with regards to the current border situation.